Hi guys, welcome back.
Welcome back to Inspired Delusions.
If you're new here, my name is Kayma.
And I'm Olivia.
And we are the co-hosts of Inspired Delusions.
Yes, we love talking about all things woo-woo, all things manifestation, all things aliens and astrology sometimes. We peek in there.
All things delusional.
All things being delusional and manifesting your wildest dreams. Mm-hmm. And we love inspiring people to dream wildly big, and realize that we're really here to feel good and be happy and receive everything that we could ever want.
Here's the tea, you guys. Olivia and I, this is our third time recording today. Because
we're just girls.
We were silly and decided to record without the mics on.
Yeah, accidentally realized we filmed a whole episode.
Yeah.
And realized the mics weren't on.
And then the second time, my laptop died in the middle.
Yeah.
So
this is round 3. It's going to be third time is the charm.
Third time is the charm. But we decided, okay, scratch the episode.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how everything happens for you when you're having fun.
Yeah, everything happens for you when you're having fun. And you know what just popped in my mind is when we got lunch with a coworker, basically a podcast host, Ethan, and he was he recommended this book. It's talking about this idea that when you're aligned, when you're like doing what you're supposed to be doing, things come to you easier.
Right.
And that's what me and Kames are really leaning into with this podcast and like growing our business.
Yeah.
Because we're like, okay, wait, we're supposed to have fun. We're definitely aligned. Like we've looked at our astrology even, and it's like we're doing exactly what we need to be doing. So of course, our life is about to be easy. Our life's about to be good. Yeah. Or our life is already good.
Yeah, it's about to be better.
It's about to be better.
Which, wait, have we talked to you guys since we officially launched our business?
Maybe not.
Yeah, Inspired Delusions is officially an LLC.
Y'all, it's Inspired Delusions LLC. Yeah. Thank you very much. We're business owners.
No, we're business owners.
Y'all, we had to go and type in a bunch of stuff, fill out some paperwork. We don't even know. I had to call my ex. Yeah. Like, what do we even do here?
No, we really quantum leaped in that process.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Taxes, like we're leveling up very quickly. We've had a lot of wins, and we are launching our actual community, our Inspired Delusions community, because we keep getting people, wanting a space for, connecting with each other and encouraging each other, asking us questions. Yeah. And just a bunch of resources to actually level your mindset, level up your mindset the fuck up.
Yeah. And so we're kind of doing something exciting to kick off the community. We decided the first 5 to 6 weeks to do like a group coaching session that deep dives into how to be delusional.
Yeah, all things self-concept, rewiring your subconscious mind, and regulating your nervous system. Those are kind of the 3 kind of overarching themes of this program and our membership in general. And we're excited, you guys. We've had some people sign up already, quite a few people sign up, so it feels super real. And this episode's going to launch on the 4th, and we're starting on the 5th. So if you're listening live, hurry and sign up to get in before the 5th. And if you're listening after the 5th, that's okay. You can join at any time.
You can join at any time. Yeah. So we'll put the link to that in the show notes.
Yeah.
But we actually hosted a webinar yesterday, a How to Be Delusional webinar, and we just quickly ran through a little a formula Olivia and I created, which is, we call it the 3 R's. And so it's recognizing, rewiring, and then regulating.
Yep.
And so we think when you do all these things, like practice one of each every day, really, you can essentially elevate yourself.
Yeah, you can become extremely delusional and manifest your wildest dreams.
Yeah. Which it's working.
It's working, guys.
Let us tell you.
I think we're gonna do a whole episode on each of those R's. But just quickly, like the first R is recognize. So you really have to recognize what's going on. Recognize what thoughts you're having. Recognize what limiting beliefs you have. Recognize what patterns you've been going through. Doing some shadow work, meditating, starting to really observe, right? Observe what's going on.
Right. Like you can't really change if you don't know what you're thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, are you gossiping a lot? Are you complaining a lot? Are you judgmental? Are you glass half empty versus glass half full. Like what are you thinking? You just have to figure it out and lock in, because oftentimes like you don't even realize, right? Like that's your default setting.
And I also think recognizing that you want to make a change. Decide, you know what? Oh, okay. I'm looking at my life. It's not what I want it to be.
Right.
I'm not feeling the way I want to feel. Like just recognizing that and acknowledging that and becoming aware is the first step. And that's the most important step, because it's the first step. Yeah. You have to decide.
Awareness is 90% of transformation.
Yeah.
That's so really, it's so huge. You just have to recognize.
It's so huge. Like even anytime anyone like messages us or like any of my clients, they bring up like a situation and they talk about, oh, I'm this way because of this. Oh, I realized it. Like, and they feel so sad because they're recognizing it. But I'm like, babe, that's the whole, you've done 90% of the work, just recognizing what's going on. So like give yourself credit and give yourself so much grace when you actually start to recognize that you want to make a change. Right. That's the first step.
And so you said shadow work and meditation. So shadow work is just journal prompts, essentially. Even I would even go as far to say like talk therapy is kind of a form of shadow work as well.
Totally.
But it's just being really, really honest with yourself and seeing those hidden parts, the things that you keep secret to yourself, the things that you keep secret to others, and just deep diving into why you think certain things about yourself.
Shadow work is you can ask ChatGPT to write you custom shadow work prompts. You can go on Pinterest. We in the membership, quick plug, obviously we're going to have like our favorite shadow work prompts and give those to our members and stuff. So another reason to join. And then meditation is another amazing way to start recognizing what's going on in your mind, whether it's guided meditations or just mindful meditations, just observing, noticing your thoughts. Meditation for me has kind of trained my brain muscle to be able to observe my thoughts and like notice when like a limiting belief comes in or an intrusive thought comes in or a little demon thought that's like, you're not good enough. I'm able to just notice it and be like, wait, that's not me. Whoa. I don't need to listen to that. Like, no, thank you. I can redirect.
No, I love meditation. I will say meditation every single day if you have a problem, babe, meditate.
No, literally. If you want to be hotter, meditate. If you want to level up your life, meditate.
No, I love meditating. Meditating for me just, again, it made me recognize how overstimulated I was.
Yeah.
How much I had so much chaos in my mind. Like you said, whether it's the intrusive thoughts, whether it was my anxiety, whether it was just my day to day, everything was so hectic.
Yeah.
So taking the time to slow down and just be like, what am I actually thinking?
Yeah.
I was able to see where my problem areas were.
Yeah, totally.
So thank God I know about meditation.
No, seriously. And a reminder, you can start with 2 minutes. Just sit for 2 minutes, meditate, or do like a 5-minute little guided meditation. You can start super, super small. It doesn't need to be like this big intimidating thing. But that's a quick rundown of the first R, recognize. Second R, rewiring your subconscious beliefs, you guys. Your beliefs create your reality. I think I've said this on the last couple episodes, but like heavy on the you have to change your beliefs if you want your reality to change.
You guys, inside your brain are all your beliefs, and through your eyes, it pushes out all this information and then creates a world in which you're living those beliefs.
Yes.
Right? We talk about it all the time. Reticular activating system. You will go out of your way to prove what you're thinking. So whatever you're thinking, that's where you're living.
Whether it's good or bad. If you have a belief that no one likes you, your reticular activating system is going to say, okay, copy here. Let me show you 50 examples.
Right.
Here. Oh, you believe that? Okay, here, let me show you. It's neutral.
Right. And people used to think like you can't change. If you think something, like that's it. End all be all. No. Science says neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity is literally proving that our brain can rewire. And the most important thing about rewiring, repetition and consistency. I would say like really, really, really like, some of the ways to rewire is changing your inner dialogue, doing your affirmations, listening to subliminal sleep tracks,
listening to this podcast,
changing the content you listen to. Seriously, if you listen to like, let's say a podcast or a book or someone saying something from 5 different places, you're going to start believing it.
Right.
Like literally whatever. That's why, some crazy people's content gets infiltrated into some people's beliefs because they just hear it from so many. If you just hear something from 5 different places, you can be like, you know what?
That is true.
Yeah, exactly. So you really have to be conscious and careful and like selective. You have to be selective of the content and the information you consume.
Yeah. And then, okay. Neuroplasticity. So there's certain routes in your brain that certain pathways that you use over and over and over again. Okay. The way I like to think about this is like, I'm at a grocery store and I'm trying to get home. There's one drive that I'll take from the grocery store to my house over and over and over again. There are some days when I'm leaving the grocery store, I want to go home. Next thing I know, I'm home. I don't even know how I drove down that path.
It's like on autopilot. You're just used to it. You know that path. You go that path. You've done it hundreds of times.
Exactly. So creating new beliefs is you intentionally being like, you know what? It might be weird to drive this route, but I'm going to drive through this neighborhood to get to my house. And then you do that over and over again from the grocery store, even if it feels weird, even if you don't know the turns, even if whatever the case may be. And then one day you're going to realize, oh, I got home from the grocery store using that new path. And now here I am.
Yes. Oh my God. That is a good analogy, because that is very accurate of like when we are creating new beliefs, new routes in our mind, it feels weird. It feels a little uncomfortable. You kind of have to force yourself to think a new way or think this new belief. But eventually, if you keep thinking it, and then it's solidified. And then that's easier to think. Like if you have a belief that, you know, you're not worthy or you're stupid or something like that, and you've been thinking that thought over and over and over again, that's just your go-to. You think it's a belief. But then you have to be like, okay, actually, let me just try on this new thought of I am worthy. You know what? Maybe I am worthy of good things. Maybe I am amazing. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel fake. It's going to feel like a little imposter syndrome at first.
Yeah.
But you just have to do it over and over and over again. And then I promise, coming from experience, to people who used to like kind of doubt ourselves, at least I did, you know, I had like a lower self-concept. And I started doing all my affirmations and all of these things to make myself believe in myself. They're solidified.
they work.
They're solidified now, guys. We have new pathways.
Yeah. Period. Thank God.
I know, right?
That's the question we keep getting a lot is like, but how? Like, I don't believe it. I feel stuck. I've made a little progress and then I keep going backwards. And it's like, you have to keep going and you cannot stop until there's nothing else to change.
Persist, babes. Persist.
Repetition, you guys.
Persist. I promise this stuff works. Like, and that's what, when I first started my healing glow up journey, I was like, you know what? Fine. I don't even believe any of this is going to work. Let me just try it. And let me just go balls to the wall. Let me lock in for 6 months to a year and like really try, at least try. I'm trying for 6 months to a year. And then, you know, pretty quickly after like a few months, started seeing results and like started being able to think differently. But I promise you just have to keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Right. And also practice. Like put yourself in situations to be like, hey, am I actually still triggered by this? Does this still make me uncomfortable? And keep going at it over and over and over again and act the part. Embody it.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
That's second R. Third R. Regulate
your nervous system, you guys.
We
will probably talk about it on every episode because it's so important.
Here's the thing about learning all this new information. Here's the thing about mindset work. You can have all the information in the world. You could really mentally be that bitch if your body is not prepared to take in that information. Yeah. If your body does not feel safe accepting these new beliefs, accepting all this money, accepting all this praise, whatever it may be, you're never going to accept it.
Yeah.
That's the missing key. Everybody, I feel like Olivia and I have talked like, what would we have done different if we started on our mindset work again? And it would be nervous system regulation.
Totally. No, I was doing like the mindset work, the rewiring work for probably 2 or 3 years. And then just in the last like year and a half, 2 years, I've been more focused on nervous system. And my life is exponentially, like it's the nervous system that exponentially made me grow and be able to think best case scenario, be able to be more delusional. Like the more I regulate, the more delusional I am, literally. Because my body is like, oh yeah, babe, you can actually do anything.
Yeah.
Like you can make millions of dollars. Like
no,
you literally are that bitch. And regulating your nervous system is so key with that. And so in our webinar, we're like going over some ways. We've obviously done a couple episodes about it, but some of our favorite ways, just a reminder, please go try EFT tapping if you haven't tried it. We really think that is like a cheat code to regulating, and it kind of rewires your mind at the same time.
It's so simple, you guys.
So good.
Minimum 1 minute, maximum 10 minutes. That's all it takes. It's so quick. You just do it. You do it every day, right in the morning, right when you wake up, when you're sitting in the car before work. That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
That changed the whole trajectory of the last nursing contract that I had was EFT tapping in the car before shifts.
Yeah.
Because it sets you up for your day.
Yeah. I've even tried a new EFT tapping one from Brad Yates, by the way. You can go look up Brad Yates on YouTube. He has a bunch of tapping videos. That's what we typically do.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing one for confidence in the last like month or so. I've been pretty consistent. And I think that's what's helping me.
Wait, why didn't you tell me?
Oh, my bad.
This is kind of weird.
I do think it's something because I found it actually for one of my clients. Like one of my clients was like specifically wanting to like work on her confidence. I was like, "Oh, let's try this tapping video. Like I'm going to do it with you." And it's been working. I think it's been working.
Okay, love.
Yeah, but tapping is an amazing way to regulate, moving your body, getting sunlight, spending time in nature, breath work. You know, I know you like meditating. I mean, we both like meditating.
Yeah, that's the thing about a lot of these modalities is they can be used both for rewiring your mind as well as regulating.
Yeah.
So EFT tapping is both because when you're tapping, you're either clearing away the negative or you're affirming the positive. So that's like really great. Meditating, it rewires your mind because you're, calming, but then also regulates your nervous system. Yeah. There's a lot of things that go back and forth. But actually, one of my favorite ones is Olivia and I bought a trampoline a couple months ago. So we rebound on it.
Yeah.
Rebounding is so underrated. I just go on there for like 2 minutes and then it's like a shot of espresso. Yeah. I'm ready for the day.
Yeah. It's good for lymphatic drainage. Also, it's good for brain health. So
for your cerebral spinal fluid, it drains it all. So
and we're talking about like the little trampolines. We didn't go buy like a huge trampoline.
Oh, yeah. It's like it's really tiny.
But yeah, so get a rebounder. There's so many ways to regulate. We'll probably do a whole nother episode just about regulating your nervous system again in the future pretty soon because it's key. But those are kind of our 3 R's. That is how we're breaking down our like group coaching program and just in the membership in general. And we're going to be giving you guys so many resources for every single thing. So make sure you join.
Let's go over it one more time. Recognize your thoughts. Rewire those thoughts into more positive, and then regulate your nervous system so you can accept those thoughts.
Yes, your body also needs to feel safe receiving your new manifestations.
Once you do all 3, you can be so freaking delusional, and it's so fun.
It's just so much easier to be delusional. Like if you could try being delusional from the get-go, and that's still great too, but then you probably run into that resistance. You run into those limiting beliefs. You run into not feeling safe receiving those delusional goals. And then so when you're rewiring your mind, when you're regulating, those delusional goals literally start to feel normal.
Yeah.
That's how we have been moving in this world. We have started having such delusional goals that if we even said some of our goals, you guys would think we were crazy. Y'all might faint because they're insane. They're like really, really, really delusional.
No, they are insane. Actually, this weekend, were you tapped into what was going on? Because the 27th, new moon. The 28th, all 7 planets were aligned.
Yeah.
Then the Schumann resonance. Do you guys know what that is? That's like when the Earth's frequency gets measured. I don't even know what this means, but whoever studies this, they said we jumped 4 timelines.
Yeah.
They said the Earth was shedding and moving into a new timeline.
There's just so much energy. There was so much transformation right energy. Now.
So Olivia and I decided to rewrite our goals because we were like, let's flow with this energy.
Yeah, which we always do. Well, we typically do like a new moon ritual, which new moons are good for manifesting. Whoa.
Manifesting, calling in like anything you want, all your desires.
Yeah, new.
But so the last time we sat down and like physically wrote out all our goals for Inspired Delusions was in November. And so we rewrote them this weekend and we were checking off the goals that we accomplished, and we accomplished like I would say half the list we accomplished. Half the list we haven't accomplished yet. But it was so funny because instead of just rewriting those goals that we haven't accomplished, we were like, actually they weren't really big enough, they weren't delusional enough, let's 10x them.
The way that we were looking back at our goals from 4 months ago and we were like, what? Well, those are small.
Yeah.
Those are tiny. And at the time we thought those were big. So we keep like continuously making our goals bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think it pushes us to take more inspired action and just stretch our brains to see what's possible. And even like, let's say, for example, like how much money we want to make per month. We have even like we've 10x'd. We've literally 10x'd the amount of money that we think that we're planning on making. And at first it felt a little weird. At first we were like, whoa, that's kind of a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then we have rewired our mind. We've started finding examples of other people making that much money. We've sat on it. We've normalized it. We've regulated our nervous system more. And even that, we're kind of now like, oh yeah, duh,
Yeah.
of course. And even if
so normal.
it felt weird a couple months ago, but now we're like, yeah, duh, of course we're gonna make that much. And it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. They're about to be up. Like, don't come for me when have so much money. I'm like, I'm gonna get a little filler. Let me just tell y'all now, okay? I'm gonna get a little filler. I'm gonna maybe a little Botox. Like, I just want to. Y'all are the real ones, okay? So don't come for me. I'm about to get even hotter.
LMAO.
Just need to warn y'all.
No, I love it. I'm glad you have those places because money needs a place to go. So that's perfect.
Yeah, money needs a place. So that's what we've been thinking about, like all the things we are going to spend our money on. And that is something we've been learning more about, the money mindset, and money likes a place to go. So we're like, okay, so we want to go on these trips. We want our nice cars. We want to be able to buy amazing groceries, shop at our favorite store, Erewhon. We need some money. So yeah, having a place for our money is something that we're getting really excited about. So make sure you have big dreams and you know where you're going to spend your money.
Also, guys, this is real tea. Somebody who Olivia and I both have looked up to for years.
Very obsessed with.
So obsessed with. Olivia's in her course.
Yeah.
We've mentioned her before. Her name's M on the Brain.
Yeah, M on the Brain. She is she went to school for neuroscience.
She's a neuroscientist.
She went to get her PhD to learn how our brain works, but she also talks about like manifestation and spirituality. She really does a great job of like merging them. Okay, so you've probably heard of her. If you haven't, go look her up. We're friends with her now.
That's our friend.
That's our friend.
Hey
Em, you're probably listening. We're obsessed with you. Like, shout out. But we had the best news ever because she so I'm in her program, so we've gotten connected, and she's randomly, not randomly, but she responded to one of my stories and was like, babe, I'm listening to your podcast and I love it. And me and Kayma literally had a dance party.
We had to pause what we were doing. We got up and we danced. Because we've been visualizing how we've been like, she's coming on the podcast.
Yeah, we've been like we've been manifesting that.
We've been manifesting, yeah.
And that felt even a little delusional at first.
Yeah. So then we shot our shot and we were like, hey, glad you love the episode. We want you on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, oh, tell me why I was thinking that.
Yeah.
So we're like, duh, of course she was thinking that. Of course she's obsessed with us. Of course she's coming on the pod. Of course we're going to be able to easily spread more knowledge to all our listeners and the world.
Yeah. You guys, we're all really on the up and up. That was a very confirming moment to us that the podcast is growing really fast. Our stuff that we're saying is actually good because she's smart. And if she likes our podcast, that's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
And we're really, really, really up. And make sure you have delusional goals.
All of that to say, honestly, guys, we need to start having more fun.
Yes.
We really, really, really do. I know I say this on probably every single podcast episode. I need you guys to tap into Abraham Hicks.
Yeah.
And Bashar.
Yeah.
Because those are two channelers, if you don't know who they are. And Olivia and I had the opportunity to go and see Abraham Hicks last year. And somebody had asked a question and Abraham was literally like, your only business that you have on earth is to have fun.
Yeah. They both talk about how humans, we just take life way too seriously. Like, life is supposed to be good. Life is supposed to be fun. And it's kind of like that quote, you will be free when you realize the cage is made of thoughts. So many of our issues and our problems and our worries and our anxiety and our depression, it's in our own mind.
Yeah.
We're worried about things we don't need to be worried about. We have shame around things we don't need to have shame around. It's all in your head. So we've been really, really, really leaning more into joy is our birthright and being successful. And especially me and Kames just started this business. We're really leaning into, how can we grow this business and how can we grow our success in this podcast with ease and with having fun?
Yeah.
That's what we're determined in a fun way.
If you guys could see our work days, actually you can see them because I'm blogging them. We
just have fun.
No, we actually have fun all day. We probably work for 2 to 4 hours and then the rest of the day is us bebopping around town, around our neighborhood, in this apartment, dance parties all day, every day. We really, really have fun, and we've seen how successful we have been
Yeah,
up until
already.
this point.
Right.
And so I can only imagine where we're about to go once we start learning more.
Yeah.
And but continuing to hold on to the factor of ease.
Yeah, we're being very intentional with just having fun with it, going with the flow with it. Thank God we just found someone on TikTok who is a millionaire, and she's talking about how you really don't have to work that hard if you're in the flow state, when you're aligned. Like, we're really leaning into that, you guys.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna watch us have fun and blow up and glow up, and hopefully it'll be inspiring for you.
We, as always, are just so grateful. So much gratitude. Gratitude always.
Always. We have to mention that every time. Gratitude really is the key, you guys. When you are grateful for your life, you will find more things to be grateful for. We've said this already, but something that really, really, really stuck with me about gratitude is it's a portal. Gratitude is a portal for you receiving all of your manifestations. When you can, I was talking to one of my clients about kind of gratitude. Yeah, gratitude / like forgiveness. Because there's so many times where maybe we're angry about a situation, maybe we have resentment towards a situation, and when you can resolve that, or like forgive it, or forgive that person, and kind of realize like everything really does happen for you. I know it can be a little triggering sometimes, but I don't know. I was talking to one of my clients about this, and it was like a perfect scenario where she used to be really mad at someone for the way they treated her. And she's looking back at it now. She did a Ho'oponopono meditation, which is like a forgiveness meditation. Go look that up if you need to forgive someone. And she did that meditation. The resentment went away. And then she realized, oh, maybe that happened because of that situation. I actually want to help other people in the future that have gone through that, maybe have like a foundation or maybe have a business or something. And so then she changed that situation from being angry to being thankful for that situation, because then it pushed her to, want to do what she's doing now. So I don't know if that made sense, but just ultimately gratitude kind of leads the way in forgiveness and glowing up your life and receiving all of your manifestations.
Also, you just had mentioned like things happening for you. Are you guys still playing the game with us?
Yeah.
Because we've been playing and it works.
Yeah. The everything is happening for you game. You guys, when you really let go of the victim mentality, and when you decide everything's happening for you to push you on your highest timeline, it just changes your perspective so much.
Yeah.
It really, really does. And it changes your perspective, and it changes your vibration. Because if there's like a couple things in your day that didn't go the way you wanted it to go, or, pissed you off a little bit, instead of getting mad, which literally lowers your vibration, that kind of pisses you off, you're thinking about it, you're ruminating. And if you're like, oh, you know what? That happened for me. That just happened to us. Like when our podcast, we realized the mics weren't on. We were like, oh, and we're like, you know what? Maybe that happened for us. And it's a much better perspective.
No, it did happen for us, because I feel like every time we have to redo our episodes, they're even better than the first episodes we're going to have. So thank God it was the universe telling us, don't put that out. Don't put that out.
You can do better.
No, literally. But also, I have to remind you, because I feel like you forgot. What was the quote about confidence?
Oh my God. Yes, you guys. So back to, we are leaning into our confident era. We're stepping into our new identity. We're choosing to be more and more aligned with the version of us that has everything they could ever want, right? I saw a TikTok talking about confidence, and it shook me to my core. It was so good. And it was, every day you can either practice being the insecure version of you, or you can practice being the confident version of you. And that really shook me, because I was like, oh, you don't have to just wake up one day and be completely confident. You can practice every day. You can practice being the confident version of you. And even I heard that a week ago. I've been implementing it more and more every day, of being like, you know what, this is a little scary. This is a little out of my comfort zone. This is I'm practicing. I'm just practicing being the confident version of myself. So practice.
Here's the thing about trying anything new. And you guys know this. You know this when it comes to a new sport, a new hobby, a new whatever the case may be. When you are just starting off at something, you're not good at it. You're bad at it.
Exactly. It feels weird.
But you have to hold on to the idea of, okay, I really like this. I'm having a lot of fun. So let me keep doing it over and over and over again until all of a sudden you're good at it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it feels normal. All of a sudden you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Right? And so putting that onto like confidence, putting that onto being your highest version of yourself like really embodying that person. You just have to do it over and over and over again until one day there's no more questioning it. Just is.
You gotta just push through.
You have to push through
and be brave.
Mhm.
That goes to like just being brave. Like the confident version of you probably did a lot of little scary things, but they did it, right? Like it's being brave. It's not necessarily not feeling the fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway, which is like a cliche quote, but it's true.
It's so true. Anyways, guys, we love you and we are so grateful for you guys, and we're all up. Oh, here's the thing. March, okay, astrology, I feel like has been saying March is kind of a hectic month, but I saw something else that was like, okay, take all this energy, right, and use it as a sprint month. So join us as we use March as a sprint month. Like we're really committing to March, doing everything we say we're going to do.
Locking in,
really embodying our highest selves, putting ourselves out there, all while having fun.
Yeah.
And all while taking the path of least resistance.
Yeah, totally.
So lock in with us. That's our challenge for March, is to continue to assume that everything's happening for us and to continue to put yourself in spaces where you can elevate and grow.
Yeah. You can do it. And you can do it on your own, but you should join our community because we're going to be holding you guys accountable and doing it together. And if you join before, we're giving you guys, and especially since you're at the end, you guys are our OG, our real ones.
Yeah, if you listen to
our
the very
listeners,
end.
Our audience, we are giving you guys an extra chance. Okay. We're giving a founders special to our podcast listeners if you join before March 9th, the Sunday. So if you join before March 9th, it'll be still very early on, still early in the cohort. You can get in as our founders special price, which is 50% off. And then after that, it's going up. So make sure you join. And we love you guys so, so, so much. We're so excited about this community and just continuing to build the podcast in general. Is there anything else that we need to tell them?
We really, really, really do love you guys. We have so much fun when we get the chance to sit down and talk to you.
Yeah, we're getting more and more listeners every week. If you guys are like interested, we've gotten over 16,000 plays right now, and it's cool.
And just on one streaming service, we don't even have the numbers on everything else.
True. Yeah, we use like the Spotify platform, if you guys are familiar with that. But it's cool. I want to like share those numbers because y'all, we're gonna have millions of listens soon. Y'all know it, right? You love this podcast. So we're gonna have millions and millions of listens, and we have huge delusional goals for this podcast. So it's cool we're gonna take you along the journey. Thank you for continuing to give us reviews. It helps a ton. And share this with a friend that you want to be delusional with. If you like your friends, share this podcast. Unless you don't want them to win. But yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you.